and I don't know what the situation is like right now, so maybe it's still applicable, but just so that I'm staying relevant. A week and a half ago, if I had said to you, hey, Pete, I dropped my pencil, could you bend over and pick that up for me? What would your response have been?
It would have been a few things. It would have been pick it up yourself, you filthy animal.
Yeah. Would it also have been along the lines of, ow, oh, ow, ow?
Yeah, or, I can get it. You just have to get my epidural going first. What? There's several ways I could have responded, I suppose.
So what happened? What's up?
Well, first of all, I think you should ring us in.
You're old.
No.
Yeah, you're okay. Well, hello and welcome.
Welcome to the Movie Men podcast. I am Peter, and my truth sayer, heartbreaker co-host is Brady.
He's a truth sayer, heartbreaker.
What's this? I don't even know what the next line is, but
I don't know. I don't even know what song this is. I mean, I know totally it's a song, and I like. It's gotta be.
Yeah,
I'll look it up. I'll try to figure it out.
Look it up while I'm talking.
You tell the story.
Honestly, that's all I was going to say. I am getting old. It's sad to admit, but I was just I was literally doing an activity of daily living. Like, I was just like getting up, walking around, and like getting ready to leave the house. Honestly, I wasn't bench pressing anything. I wasn't, deadlifting something. I wasn't doing a backflip. I didn't slip on the ice. I literally was just leaving the house like I do every day, and I threw out my back. And like, not just a little bit, like it was like, oh, yep, I am doing nothing today. I'm just taking a bunch of Advil and different things and laying in bed, and that was my day. And I'm still I'm like 98% there. I'm like not ready to do cartwheels and backflips, but I am at least not just laying on the ground moaning all day. So that is the status of me. And kids, that's why you don't get old.
Yeah. That's
and I don't mean this as a slight, but you're not that far behind, because I think when I've always kind of felt like, oh yeah, Brady is a younger guy. Like he's the kid on the block, but you're not that much younger than me. Like you're
I'm 30.
Yeah.
Yeah. A couple of weeks ago, I don't know if I mentioned this on the podcast. A couple of weeks ago, maybe a month or so ago now, I slept funny. Like I took a nap on the couch. And just kind of slept funny and woke up with such a sore neck that it was a week before I was fully recovered from it. But the first 2 days were living hell.
Yep.
Like I went to the washroom and was washing my hands and like was leaned over to like look down to like wash my hands, and then shut the water off, and I was like stuck. Like I couldn't correct myself and stand straight up again.
It's not funny.
It was bad.
It's
bad.
awful. It's honestly, you think about when these things happen, and it's like, what's the worst thing that could happen? And yeah, like luckily I was just like, I hadn't gotten in my car. I wasn't by myself somewhere. So like I still had some family members around to be like, I'm a big guy, so it wasn't like, can you pick me up and put me somewhere? But it was like, can I, hobble around on your shoulders? But like, I've heard people, like, I've got this acquaintance who, this individual was sitting on the toilet and threw out their back. And they were like, they had to call their mother to come help them. And I mean, we are all human, but like, just like, the worst of all places to throw out your back and just like call your mother as a grown adult to be like, can you just come physically help me just up? And I didn't even know
because your wife was at work or she wasn't home. So it was just you. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. But yeah, honestly, back problems suck.
I can feel it though. I know it's coming. Because like Monday I spent like 2.5 hours kayaking.
Oof. Nice.
And it was great. Like, I just loved it. It was absolutely great. First time kayaking.
Sure.
And I loved it.
Good for you.
And then we stopped, like we finished, and I got out of the water feeling great, feeling super great.
Yep.
And we got out of the water, and I just could feel my arms were jelly.
Mm-hmm.
And it was this immediate, oh, tomorrow is going to suck. Oh, no. And strangely, I was fine the next day. But,
there you go.
But I'm of that age where it's like an injury in the moment is no longer just an injury in the moment.
It's the dread that you know is coming.
You know, you're like, I'm so sore today. Did I take the stairs wrong? Did I, like, what? Yeah, anything can do it. So, but that's not what we're here to talk about.
No. We are
We're here to talk about a movie.
We are here to not just talk about any movie, but we are here to talk about a voted movie. We are continuing
The movie.
traveling in time. Our bread and butter. If you're new to us, you came at a great time. This is a voting episode where we go year by year. We give you some voting options, whether you're just voting as a person or you're voting as a person with Patreon extra voting power that gives you, multiples of votes. You tell us what to review, and we are here for vote 2 of 1991.
And can I say, I know you normally like lay out what the voting options were. I'm going to this time just because I'm dumb. I was dumbfounded by the results. Because I thought the film that won was probably going to come in last place.
Huh.
Just compared to what else was on the table. Right? So Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah.
Didn't win. Father of the Bride.
And I just want to interject you. It's not just that they lost and they got bid. Like, this was actually a really well-received vote. There was the stronger votes.
It was not a photo finish.
It was not, but there was still, like, even the last place and the second last place got a decent number of votes. Not close.
Got some love.
Not nearly close enough to win, but I'm just saying, like, it wasn't like... Yeah, it was a well-received vote is what I'm trying to say, I guess.
Yeah. So Beauty and the Beast didn't win. Father of the Bride didn't win.
Yeah.
My Girl didn't win.
So, okay, let's peel this back here. Because, listen, I really wanted Beauty and the Beast to win, one of my favorite animated films. I think my favorite, I won't say the best, but my favorite film of all these was Father of the Bride, and I really wanted to dial that one back.
Oh, for sure.
Tell me.
I was looking for an excuse to watch it too. Like, I was like,
sure.
The odds seemed good. It didn't even seem like 1 in 4 because I thought the option that did win was not going to win. So it felt like 1 in 3.
Right. So walk me through My Girl, because it was also well received. Like, what is this? Why should I care about it? Because it seems like it's popular. I've heard about it beyond this too. So, like, what is it? Why?
Oh,
is it
no, you've never seen it.
No.
So I've never seen it either. And so, and I was I was about to give a little anecdotal story here, but now I feel like I can't.
Uh-oh. Why not?
Because it's going to spoil it for you, which I don't care about spoiling it for other people because the movie's 32 years old, 33, almost 34 years old.
Yeah, but so I'm happy that you don't want to spoil it for me. For this in general, you shouldn't spoil it for anyone.
It's 34 years old, 33 years old.
Don't care. We're the Movie Men podcast, not the Spoiler Men podcast.
Now I got to do it. I got to tell you the story. I have to tell you the story.
I want you to tell me the story, but tell it in a way that does not spoil it. I know it's a challenge.
I don't know if I can.
What?
I don't know if I can. Okay, I'm just gonna try here.
Listen, I'm just gonna say the spoilers are for Ugly Cars from 2001, and that's it. Not for this podcast.
Okay. So the reasons you should care about this film is, well, first of all, Macaulay Culkin.
Okay. Yeah.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Oh.
Dan Aykroyd.
Right.
Like it's not a nobody movie.
Huh. as I see this, I need to look it up because I think I'm confusing it for something else. Is there some movie with like Ben Affleck from the 90s about a girl?
Probably. I don't. What do you mean?
Continue your story. I need to.
What the hell are you talking about? Yeah, probably.
Is Ben Affleck in this film?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, never mind. Continue your story.
No. Okay. So, anyways, so I was watching. I don't know how to do this without spoiling it. It's like it's something that you only don't know if you know nothing about this film, which means I didn't know it and you don't know it, but the listener knows this. And so, what do we do?
If you can't, I really don't want you to spoil the film. So
Are you planning on watching it?
Yes.
How soon are you planning on watching it?
Well, not today, but you know what? Tell me this. So here, let's just do this. Here, let's do a disclaimer. Listener, skip a minute ahead if you don't want this ruined. I am okay to have it slightly ruined, and I will forget it when I watch it. Let's do that.
Okay. So, Brianne and I, so spoiler now for the next 30, 40 seconds. Mm-hmm. So, Brianne and I were talking about the voting options. We're talking about My Girl and how I had never seen My Girl. Or I don't even know if I said I had never seen it. It's just like, I was like, oh, it'd be a great option. Because her and I have been planning on watching My Girl. She's wanted to watch it for a little while. I don't know if I've ever brought up that I haven't seen it. I don't know. Mm-hmm. Anyways, she was like, yeah, but it's super sad. And I was like, oh, okay. I said, yeah, like it seems like it could be one of those, like, there's sadness in it.
Yep.
Type of movies. And then we were looking up that there's a My Girl too, and the Macaulay Culkin isn't in it.
I just googled that there is a second.
Yeah, I'm like it's different actors and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And we were trying to figure out whether or not the new boy,
right,
was supposed to be the same character or not as Macaulay Culkin's character.
Sure.
And I was like, well, the girl's different too. And she said, well, yeah. She's like, the girl dies in the first one. And I was like, what? And so I was just like, so I did, all of a sudden after that, I didn't want My Girl to win because I was like, well, I feel like that's the big thing about the movie, probably.
Right.
Like, I don't know.
Right.
Maybe it just kind of happens and it's sad, but whatever. But it's like, it's like Bridge to Terabithia. It's like, well, the girl dies. And that's the... So anyways, funny anecdote that Brianne ruined My Girl for me before I got a chance to watch it. And now I've ruined it for you. So welcome back, everyone.
Here's the thing. I think I confused My Girl with Girl Interrupted, which is a 1999 film starring Winona Ryder, Angelina Jolie, Whoopi Goldberg, and coincidentally enough, it's directed by James Mangold. The recent to light film of his is the new Indiana Jones film. So that's what I was thinking.
Wait, and still no Ben Affleck?
No, I don't know where I got Ben Affleck from. I have no idea. But I'm sure there's a movie with him about a girl somewhere.
I'm sure him and a girl are in some movie somewhere at some point.
Even Batgirl.
Maybe even in the 90s.
Batgirl.
Yeah.
Maybe. Anyway, we are here to talk Rocketeer.
But Rocketeer won.
It's sad. Like, I'm just going to say one more lament. I really love Father of the Bride. I've said it. You've said it. It's so good. Steve Martin is great.
Well,
Martin Short is great.
Anything. Oh, yeah. Steve Martin and Martin Short together, it's just perfect.
Yeah.
Like they're one of those Hollywood comedy duos that you can put the two of them in anything together, and it's just gold.
I've made it through the pilot of Only Murders in the Building, and I just haven't gone back. I hope I make time to watch that show because it seems interesting.
Cool. Yeah. All right, so shall we do some initial impressions about the Rocketeer?
I think it's time.
Okay, so I had not seen this movie.
Oh, get out! Are you...
What?
I don't know. I always have these predictions where I'm like, okay, this is a treasured that, like, you know, on the mantle of Brady's house, he has this and the 1989 Michael Keaton Batman VHSs, and that's it. And
No.
I sometimes I'm right and sometimes I'm wrong, and I was wrong. So continue.
Yeah, I know. But it might be now.
Oh, interesting.
It might be now.
Wow.
I think if you ignore the 1990s visual effects,
Oh yeah.
which they use as sparingly as they can in a film like this, because I know they're not great.
Yeah, they're aware. There's self-awareness.
So if you ignore that, you take into account the cast, and we'll get into the cast.
We have
especially one guy.
Oh, interesting. We have to go through the cast at some point.
Yeah. So if you take all that into account and the dynamic between some of the characters, some of the dialogue, and just the chemistry that's there, I think it's just a fun, good, early 90s comic book film that predates the comic book era of now, and just does it in a super charming, family-friendly, cute way that's you know, it feels super original in its approach to the story, and yeah, I really enjoyed this movie. I had a really fun time with it. What did you think of it?
You were drinking the Kool-Aid.
Oh yeah, the whole time. The alcohol that runs the jet.
So my initial impressions, my interest level started low just because I knew nothing about it other than the cover art. Then I read the synopsis, and it was, you know, okay, this man has the rocket and he faces a Nazi spy. My interest level skyrocketed. I went, ooh, this is interesting. And then I watched it, and the interest level came back down to earth a little bit. I feel like it was a little campy, a little flat, so maybe I wasn't able to overlook some of the 90s aspects of this, some of the shortcomings. I think just at the core, I think the protagonist isn't that developed, so I wasn't really invested. And I get it, it's supposed to be campy, it's supposed to be comic booky, but I still need him developed enough that I care about things. And just at times I just didn't. I did think, just as it relates to that, like, it was beyond the halfway point before our main character really kind of empowered his alternate identity, like this jetpack. I just feel like for the movie to be so centered around that, it really didn't embody that till quite later on. And just, I also felt the villain was kind of underused too. You know, when I read the synopsis about having a Nazi spy, it was just kind of an add-on thing at the end, really, because he's the villain throughout the whole film, and then it's just kind of discovered when he opens a broom closet with a radio in it, and then this balloon or this blimp comes out of nowhere. So I just feel like it could have been really more fun with some pre-war connections, and the villain could have been more interestingly done, and the protagonist could have been a bit more fun. So I think there's some potential here to be a fun, comic-y, campy 90s movie. It just didn't quite make it for me.
Well, screw you. Go back to laying on the couch and popping pills, because
Don't trust me, I will.
Because your opinion is not valid here.
Yeah.
Jeez. Okay. So, all right. So that sort of dictates the direction of this conversation a little bit, I suppose.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the cast.
We have to. Like, I have 3 talking points. That is one of them.
So obviously it stars Billy Campbell as Cliff. Now, Billy Campbell, if you are looking at that face and that name and you don't recognize him from many things.
So let me stop you there. Let me just stop there, because I'm hoping you to prove me wrong, because I found it just as in a nutshell that there's so many interesting names and faces that we'll get to here, but the protagonist is someone that for me literally has never resurfaced in Hollywood. Am I wrong?
Not really. Okay. I mean, he's in a bunch of things.
Okay.
Including an episode of a little sitcom called Frasier.
What?
Yep.
Oh,
Dr.
man.
Clint Weber.
Okay, I gotta look this up now. I don't know. But continue.
But he's done a lot of that type of stuff, like one episode of Law and Order SVU and 7 episodes of The OC and an episode of Eureka and an episode or 3 episodes of Melrose Place. Like it's that kind of career that he's had for the most part. Nothing massive. He was in a fun little, whatever. In 2019, Disney, and I think it's probably on Disney Plus. You can go check it out. They did a animated show called The Rocketeer.
I read something about this.
Yeah, it had a 23 episode run. Featuring the main protagonist of it is a young girl that finds a rocket pack and stuff like that. And he's in 7 episodes. He voices a character named Dave Secord in 7 episodes of that, which is just kind of one of those fun little nods to the original guy. Hey, come be in this show type of thing, right?
Yep.
So.
Yep.
Did you find a picture of him in Frasier?
I did. So he's in season 5's episode 17. I barely even recognize him. And so I would not, I could have watched this episode tonight and not even known it was him. But he plays a good looking
he's
doctor.
An actor, man.
Yeah, he plays a good-looking doctor who joins the radio station, and I do remember this episode. He's good at everything; he's perfect, and Frasier becomes insanely jealous of him, and because he's super benevolent about it, but he keeps one-upping Frasier in literally every facet of their interactions, until they're finally at a dinner party, and for some reason they start singing, and he is the most offbeat singer, and then Frasier is he's tickled pink that he's finally found something that he's better at this guy than. So I do remember him, but I honestly wouldn't have recognized him.
Which is fun because Kelsey Grammer can sing.
Oh, he absolutely can. Yeah, Frasier can sing. This other guy is the one who couldn't sing.
Even if we're like Kelsey Grammer as Sideshow Bob in The Simpsons, that's often been a singing role for him.
He is a good singer. Yeah, you're right.
So we have Billy Campbell.
Yeah.
We have Jennifer Connelly, a very young Jennifer Connelly playing
Top Gun 2's Jennifer Connelly. Let's not forget. Let's not forget. Not that I'll give you a damn chance to.
Playing Jenny. Yes, she is Penny Benjamin in Top Gun Maverick.
Yep.
Is that now? I'm probably gonna make a mess of this.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna look. And I think it's because she's got lighter hair in Top Gun Maverick, right?
I think so. She does look
She doesn't have jet black hair.
I don't think so.
She's the love interest. She's like the bar owner, right? Okay.
She's the bar owner, single mom who also is an avid sailor and has a few other incredible talents.
Right. Okay. But Jennifer Connelly obviously played Betty Ross in the Eric Bana Ang Lee 2003 Incredible Hulk movie.
Okay.
She was a voice in the movie 9, the Tim Burton film 9.
Oh, okay.
She's the voice of Karen, who is the suit lady in Tom Holland's Spider-Man suit.
Okay. Oh, interesting. Did not know that.
She was in Attila Battle Angel. Either way, it's Jennifer Connelly.
Yeah.
People know Jennifer Connelly.
Oh, yeah.
Next up, we have Alan Arkin. And not only was Alan Arkin, who plays Peavy in this, not only was Alan Arkin my favorite character in this movie.
Interesting.
Just he just had a chemistry with Cliff, and I just loved his character. I thought he stole every scene that he was in. This is also the first movie that I've seen him in since his passing. And it made me sad. I was like, oh man, Alan Arkin was so great. Mm-hmm. And so it was just I don't know.
It was a throwback.
Just extra upsetting.
It was a throwback, and I don't think I'd realized he passed, so I didn't have that same reaction. But it was a kick watching a young Alan Arkin for sure. For sure.
Yeah. No, he passed earlier this year.
Ah, man.
A couple months back.
That's too bad.
But obviously Alan Arkin from things like Edward Scissorhands, from things like he played Tim Allen's father-in-law in the Santa Claus 2 and 3, or just 3? Maybe just 3. He was in Get Smart. He played the chief in the Get Smart remake.
Right.
He was in Argo. He was in he played Rance Holloway, the old retired magician from The Incredible Burt Wonderstone. He was in the Dumbo movie. Like, Alan Arkin was just one of those guys that could play a villain. He could play the comic relief. He could play the supporting. He was just so versatile.
Yeah.
And he's so good in this. And it made me really happy.
Yeah.
We have you want to talk about young? You want to talk about young and Lost? We have a young Terry O'Quinn playing Howard Hughes.
Yeah. Okay, sorry. I blanked because I knew the facts that you're spewing out. When you said Lost, I personally didn't know what you were talking about because I know you don't love Lost as much as I do. Yes,
no, it's John Locke.
A young Terry O'Quinn. Yeah. And definitely a Howard Hughes that is spun in a different light than
Yes.
Yeah, like I don't know. I don't know if you've seen The Aviator, but just watching a full biopic of Howard Hughes with Scorsese's Leonardo DiCaprio, and you see in any biopic you see a man's ups and downs. So seeing this little glimpse of Howard Hughes was very, very different than my previous exposure to him in film. But I
agreed because I've seen The Aviator.
Okay, yep.
But I liked this.
Oh, yeah.
He was charming and a little mischievous.
Sure.
But in a good way. And
a little eccentric is what I'll say, but I'll just say weird. I literally didn't understand his generosity at the end to give him a plane. I
think because he's an eccentric inventor. And an enthusiast.
But it does seem...
And he recognizes enthusiasm in Cliff.
Sure.
And also owes him a little bit of a debt of gratitude.
Okay, but so I guess I get what you're saying, game respects game. But does he really owe him a debt of gratitude? Because, he didn't... What Cliff did, saved the world or saved the U.S. or whatever, but, it wasn't really any skin off
no big
Howard.
deal.
It wasn't any skin off Howard Hughes' nose. He doesn't care.
No, but it was Howard Hughes' device that was out there and causing crap, right?
I feel like it's hey, I lost my wallet, someone returned it to me, so I'm going to give them my house. It just seemed a little disproportionate. Sure. I don't know.
And then the other big notable name playing Neville Sinclair.
Hold on, I want to stop you because I'm going to I want to pop in a name and it's not as big as this one.
I think I know who it's going to be, but go ahead.
Oh, okay. It's a young Melora Hardin, Jan from The Office.
That's not the one I thought you were going to do.
Yeah, if you are the Office listeners are out there, you will recognize her. I think she was a ballroom singer or a nightclub singer. But yeah, Jan,
very small role.
Very small, very brief, but very much there. Jan from The Office. So we got some Listen, oh my Lord. Okay. Do yours, but I want to say we've got some iconic representations here. We've got some Top Gun 2's a stretch, but we've got Frasier represented. We've got Lost represented. We've got another iconic film series represented with what you're about to spill here. That's interesting. I find that interesting.
Yeah. There's also John Polito is in this.
Who's that?
And a lot of people will know him from various different things, but he plays Bigelow in this.
Oh, the Italian or the mob guy?
Yeah. Yeah. People will know him from a lot of... He was in at least... hang on. There's one that a lot of people know him from for sure, but I want to see how many episodes of this other show he was in. He was in... Got to go back to the 90s here. Rocketeer, and then sometimes it's so hard to find a show on IMDb because they don't always like. Okay, so he was only in one episode of Seinfeld. Okay. But he's a guy that's done like a lot of television work and stuff like that. He was in the Stuart Little movie. He's been in a bunch of different things. So,
I think that would be the only thing I'd recognize him from is Stuart Little. But that just could be confirmation bias because I've seen that film and you mentioned it now.
Yep. Okay, so playing Neville Sinclair.
Yeah.
Is one 007.
Yes, another iconic franchise represented in this film.
And they definitely nod to it several times.
Yeah, for sure.
And as you do, you don't put James Bond in your movie
and just sleep
and to just sleep on it, right?
Yeah.
Especially because this is only 4 years after, 2 years.
Yeah.
This is 2 years after License to Kill.
I was just going to say, License to Kill is 89, yeah.
So that's interesting, because then, what does that mean?
Then Pierce was the next one.
Yeah, but what year did his first one come out?
Not till 95, I think GoldenEye. Right?
So that means that at the time, it's not like this guy used to play Bond. This guy is the most recent James Bond at this point.
Yeah.
That's a big deal.
It is a big deal.
And he played it for 2. He's not like George Lazenby. He had 2 runs.
Yes.
And so that's enough. That's enough to be...
Interesting that just the dynamic that he's playing a villain, right?
Oh,
I just find that interesting because it would be...
But does it well.
Oh, it does it well. I think it's just interesting.
The guy's slime in this.
Like if we had Daniel Craig playing a villain right now, it's just, to have someone typecast as James Bond to kind of flip-flop to a villain. I think it's just interesting.
Oh, man. I always forget that in Mrs. Doubtfire, Pierce Brosnan was still 2 years out from being James Bond.
Yeah, I think I flip-flop that in my mind too.
When you see the guy's like jawline and his hair,
it's like, how was he not?
It's just like, what are you doing? Just hurry up and cast the guy.
Right? He's just begging to be James Bond.
It's the same way I feel right now about Henry Cavill. Just make him James Bond. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
And then 20 years from now, we'll be reviewing a film being like, oh, wasn't Henry Cavill James Bond when he played Superman?
Yeah, right? Yeah. Anyways, so there it is. That's the cast.
That is quite a cast. That was a fun bit too, because there was the occasional time just where scenes pop up and I go, hey, there's John Locke from Lost and here's Jan from The Office. Like all these little fun faces. It is a fun cast.
You changing your opinion yet?
It's hard to say.
Okay. How about the fact that the music is done by James Horner?
I don't think I knew that.
Yeah. So music brought to you by the same guy that did Titanic, Avatar, The Mask of Zorro, The Perfect Storm.
Yeah.
And it is great. Like the music, this is one of those films where not very often does the music stand out to me.
Huh.
But this time it did.
Yeah.
Especially in those beginning sequences where like he's test flying this plane and he's like, before everything goes butts up and he's like just soaring over the field and stuff and everyone's happy and the music's just like big and boisterous and yeah, I really, really like the music and it felt James Hornery. Like,
that's interesting for a lot of reasons. One, I didn't even notice the music, to be honest with you. I'm happy. I'm always happy when the music stands out to you because that means it was either really good or really, really bad. Just because you're not always the most music person, like that's not always your jam. And I'm also interested that you didn't mention, of all the films James Horner does, you didn't even mention the 2000s How the Grinch Stole Christmas. So I think I think that reveals your true underlying feelings on that film.
Here's the thing.
Sure.
Here's the thing. All the time, John Williams gets the praise for being like the greatest.
The goat.
I get that.
The goat.
And yeah, and so he probably should be, right? But quite often people would be like, sorry, John Williams, like what is he? And the appropriate answer always seems to be any iconic soundtrack that you can think of. Any classic movie that you love.
Right.
He did the soundtrack for. But other guys like James Horner don't get enough credit. Right? So James Horner, real quick here.
Oh, yeah.
Real quick. Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Okay.
Back to the Future Part 3.
Okay.
Oh,
That's
that
fair.
Western do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
See,
Yeah. No.
See, I haven't watched it in a while. I think just like, if you had said one, I would have said great, but number three's, that's fair.
Okay.
And listen, don't get me wrong. If I did one thing in my career and that was it, that's that's still impressive. But knowing the bigger blue chips that are coming, I'm going, okay.
The Page Master.
A heartfelt favorite of yours, but not necessarily the most popular film.
Braveheart.
Okay, now you're that. Listen, it's not a particular favorite of mine, but that is a big Hollywood blockbuster for sure.
Apollo 13.
Okay.
Jumanji.
Okay. Yeah. Some of these, I just want to say, iconic movies, but I don't know if I don't know if the soundtrack of Jumanji really resonates with me.
Titanic.
Okay, yeah, there we go. Boom. Yeah.
Movie that I love, Bicentennial Man.
Okay. Still need to see it.
How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Which there are some riffs.
The Jim Carrey one.
There are some riffs in the beginning of that remind me of Titanic. There's some DNA.
Oh yeah, well, and it's so good. Like with Anthony Hopkins doing the narration over the beginning and James Horner's soundtrack going. Like it's in the same kind of, not quite the same as Braveheart, but he did Troy.
Oh, okay.
He did Avatar. He is responsible for the theme of and all of the music in Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man movies.
Okay. Listen,
right?
this is not a resume. And listen, I'm just saying this all antagonistically. It's not a resume to sneeze at. It's very strong. I would just say, like James Horner, there are also others that are very good that, they don't get their time of day as John Williams does for sure. But
right, like Hans Zimmer.
I was just going to say,
I don't personally like Hans Zimmer.
Sure. Yeah, well, he was kind of rude to you at the Christmas party. He was kind of a jerk.
Well, and it wasn't my fault. His wife hugged me. Well, I didn't hug her. Right? Like it wasn't,
Get over it, right?
But yeah, Hans Zimmer, like if I go through, and I'm not going to list them all off, but if I go through I look at like the Hans...
Listen, I was going to say all those movies that you listed off in my mind, because I've been watching a lot of Christopher Nolan films recently. And I love them or hate them, Christopher Nolan films, they all have strong soundtracks, and for a lot of them, you can attribute that to Hans Zimmer. So when
and I don't like them.
You don't like the soundtracks?
No, like the music it's not my biggest issue, but one of my issues with the Dark Knight trilogy is I don't like the music.
Okay. And that's fair. That's your opinion. Like, I totally disagree, but that's fair. Where are we here? Oh,
but Hans Zimmer did the music for Twister, and the music in Twister is top notch. So
interesting.
That makes up for everything.
Yeah. So like Hans Zimmer has done The Lion King,
which also, I mean, and it's tricky because I feel like yes, he did The Lion King, but nobody thinks of you're like, oh, who did the music for The Lion King? Everyone says Elton John,
right? Prince of Egypt. Gladiator, Road to El Dorado, Pearl Harbor, The Last Samurai,
I'm sorry. It feels like we've skipped over Johnny English here, and that's a shame.
Is that really? I literally, if it's on there, I did skip it. The Batman trilogy, I enjoy. Inception. Inception is an incredible theme. Interstellar, questionable movie, but really, really good music. Yeah, like there's a lot of good stuff on here. Sherlock Holmes. Oh man, yeah.
The Sherlock Holmes music is great.
Yes, it is.
The Sherlock Holmes music is great.
Yeah. Honestly, there's a lot of really good films here. You're right. The Spider-Man 1 and 2 with Andrew Garfield. That's fair. It's good. Dunkirk.
Okay.
Dunkirk. Yeah. Yeah.
Dune. Yeah.
The Dune soundtrack is good. Anyway, all this to say,
it might be the only. It's just hard to pick up on the soundtrack because you're too busy.
Don't stop it. Anyway, my point is,
did Boss Baby.
Did he really?
Don't forget Boss Baby and Kung Fu Panda 3.
That's one of my current. Listen, we got to get so on point here, but my kids have been watching.
At this point, I'm just throwing at you the shit that he's done.
The thing is, Boss Baby's actually good. Like I watch that movie probably once a week, probably 3 times a week. Let's be honest. My kids are into it right now, so we watch it a lot.
Yeah. He's done all the Kung Fu Panda music. He's done all the Madagascar music. Like, let's not skip over.
I'm just saying
these incredible things.
I would argue there's more highbrow Oscar baity stuff on here.
Yes.
Than maybe Hans Zimmer, and I don't mean that rudely. I just mean, yeah, Titanic, Avatar. There's some good ones here.
James Horner, you mean?
Then James Horner. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, that's fine.
All that being said, I'm shocked. I didn't realize this movie was James Horner. And I didn't notice it, and I'm happy that you enjoyed it. I truly am.
So hit me with another talking point of yours.
Yeah, okay. Let's go with disappointing things.
Oh, great. Yeah.
And then the only other talking point is I did have some genuinely funny moments.
Okay.
So I'm basically just summarizing things that I hated and enjoyed. But I felt the kidnapping scene was a bit cringy. You know, maybe chalk that up to 90s, campiness, maybe chalk it up to that it's supposed to be set in the 30s, but it was a bit of a cringy.
Not just 90s. 90s live action Disney.
Right.
That's an important qualifier.
Yeah, that's true. So I felt that was, and that's, I think, something that worked against it for me. I felt by the end there was a lot of things going on that I just went, okay, I guess this is happening. But, the mobster with a political conscience, when, he finds out that there's Nazis, he's open to being morally gray and black in some things. But when he finds out the Nazis are in town, he's like, all right, that's enough of this bull crap. World War II hasn't even happened, so historically I don't even know what's going on with Nazi Germany, but I'm fighting for the good guys here. Felt that was a little convenient. And I guess ultimately the last thing I thought was just the climax of the film was a bit unbelievable, like their escape from the balloon. All these things, it didn't have me grasped right in there. So I just felt like things were happening on the screen and I wasn't really invested.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Were there things? Go ahead.
I know we can't afford a tangent, but I have a tiny tangent.
Oh, I don't mind. I hope the listener doesn't mind.
Do you know who's better than James Horner and Hans Zimmer?
Who?
Alan Silvestri. Alan Silvestri does not get enough credit.
Okay, let's break this down here for a second. I'm going to be ignorant. Off the top of my head,
Avengers Endgame.
Oh.
Ready Player One.
I'm not impressed yet.
The Avengers. The the Avengers theme that we all know.
I don't know how to quantify this because I won't argue with you. But
okay, hang on.
No. But I just want to say this. Like I think I'm putting my foot down, saying it's in some ways that's an incredible accomplishment, But in
We're
some
not there
ways,
yet, though.
No, but just let me finish. In some ways, it's also kind of like, okay, sit down, hold my beer kind of thing. Just because it's similar to Harry Potter when there's the Harry Potter theme and you go, this is amazing. And then you realize that John Williams is only there for partway through the series and the later films weren't even done by John Williams. So you've got this.
Okay, sure.
No. But what I'm saying is you've got this iconic theme and you know, it's a bit of a rinse, cycle, repeat situation. So for better or worse, I'm not critiquing it, but with Harry Potter, you've hit lightning in a bottle and then you just rinse, cycle, repeat for all the films. I would say kind of the same thing for the Avengers too, right? Like it's an incredible theme, pumps me up. You know, if you're wanting to work out or something, you put it on. If it hits that spot in a movie, won't argue with you there. But it's just kind of the same thing where it's rinse, cycle, repeat. It's like, okay, from an accomplishment perspective, like it's kind of like with Gimli, you know, it still only counts as one, I guess would be my point.
Sure. And that's why it's important that the first Avengers is one of those credits, because that is the first time we heard that song.
Yep.
That so many other people have had to use and adapt and, you know, and whatever.
Yeah.
Night at the Museum, The Polar Express, okay, blah, blah, blah. Stuart Little. Lilo and Stitch.
Okay. Haven't seen, but...
The Brendan Fraser Mummy movies.
All right. This is... Yeah. Okay. It's interesting.
Castaway.
Oh, sugar. Okay.
Mouse Hunt.
Sorry, this is the same guy who did Avengers?
Yep.
Okay.
Mouse Hunt. The Grumpy Old Men movies that I would need to find a time that I can sit with you and we can watch them.
Right.
Forrest Gump.
Sure. I think overhyped as far as the film goes, but it's still a very interesting soundtrack. I would accept
that. Iconic music. Yeah. Father of the Bride.
Oh. I mean, great film. Don't remember the music, but I'm going to count that as a point. Yeah.
And, I mean, there's a bunch of others on here, like Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Predator, so on and so forth. But he is the guy responsible for the Back to the Future music.
Oh, wow. Like, oh, wow. Okay.
Now, if that's not a feather in your cap.
All right. You know what? I'll give you've won this argument. You had me.
Because there's nothing that Hans Zimmer has done that is as iconic or wonderful as the Back to the Future soundtrack.
Okay, hold the phone. Oh my
God. Bum,
no.
bum, ba-da-dum, bum, bum, bum,
Stop for 5.
bum, bum, ba-da-dum.
Oh my God.
No.
Okay.
No.
Two
Anyways,
things.
back to Rocketeer.
No, we're not going back. Just a second. So, okay. I have to acknowledge you've won me over. You started at Avengers, and I will admit all my points are the same for that. But you won me over at Castaway, and then, Back to the Future is great. But I feel like the last thing you snuck in at the last second is just false, because it's the same as the Lion King argument with Hans Zimmer. It's like, okay, no one thinks about what you just said with Back to the Future, just metaphorically speaking here. Yes, it's a good soundtrack, but everyone thinks Huey Lewis and the News, Power of Love. You know what I mean? Like, I guess I'm just saying, you can't argue that one is a home run, but not the Hans Zimmer for Lion King. And I would just say, you can't say Back to the Future is more iconic than some of even just the Christopher Nolan Hans Zimmer films. Like the Batman theme and Inception and even Oppenheimer. I know it's the new kid on the block in this argument, but the Oppenheimer soundtrack I've listened to several times. It's neither here or there. Let's just agree that there are a lot of great film soundtracks.
Sure. And none of those composers even come close to touching Danny Elfman. But that's...
Man, maybe we need to have a... There's no way you could do this.
We need to do a whole episode on this.
Maybe we do. I think so.
Right? I mean, when you're Danny Elfman and you're responsible for the Batman theme as well as the theme song from The Simpsons, I mean, and Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man and Spy Kids.
Oh, right. I forgot the Spider-Man.
Right?
Yeah.
So anyways.
Anyways.
So were those all your negatives?
Those were all my negatives, just to, capping them off. Yeah.
Okay. And what was it? You said there was a funny thing, a thing that made you laugh.
I just want to share some funny things about this film because, as much as overall I found the film slightly disappointing or could have been more, and as much as the critiques outlined, there were truly a couple funny things that I found. So, honestly, I liked the I finally played a scene with Neville Sinclair line. I thought that was funny. I thought that was great.
So good.
It's
such a powerful female moment.
Yeah. I really liked...
Because she was playing the, up until that point, she's kind of playing this, ditzy, oh, I'm gonna give in to this stronger man and his allure, and I know I shouldn't, and I know he's kidnapped me, and it's so wrong, and it's so bad, but it's Neville Sinclair, and would it really be that wrong just to sleep with him, and all of this, and then she just, flips it on this, flips the script, and owns that moment.
I liked, I think, leaning into the whole James Bond mantra where he played the part well with that mystique, and he has that line, it wasn't lies, Jenny, it was acting. And
yep.
I honestly thought that was fire. And
they had a missed opportunity with that James Bond bit. Well, because he's at the rest. There's many times in this film, many opportunities for Neville Sinclair to order a drink.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean.
And it wouldn't have even had to have been a martini shaken, not stirred. It could have been ironic. You could have done the flipped version, right? You could have done a martini. And maybe say, and how would you like that? And he could say, stirred,
right?
Or flip it on its head.
Yeah,
but there was a missed opportunity, I thought.
I agree. That would be fun. And as much as the ending, kind of the problems I had with some of the conclusion, I did think it was kind of neat. This has happened in other films too. But just with the whole villain landing on the land of Hollywood land and that being the explanation of how it changed, I thought that was funny.
It's so good. And because not everyone's going to get that either. Not everyone knows that it used to say Hollywood land.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I liked that.
Yeah. What else do you want to cover with this?
I mean, I don't know if there's much. I loved the dynamic between Peavy and everyone else. He just had this kind of caution. He was a cautionary character that also lets his excitement and curiosity get the best of him. Right? So at the end when Jennifer Connelly gives Peavy the plans for the jetpack, even despite everything that they've just gone through and that it's a horrible idea, he can't help but look at it and start making improvements and figure out how we're going to build it. Right? There was talks, because obviously this film sets up a sequel. This is an origin story for a superhero film.
And I think that's maybe where I had a problem with the jetpack coming in not till later in the film, right? Because as a standalone film, that's a little weird. If it had been, okay, we're setting up for a second film where he can lean into it, that would have made more sense.
Yeah, and they wanted to. I'm wondering if I Google this, if someone's gonna have the answer for it right available. No, but I'd be curious. Actually, I can pull this up and do it myself. But yeah, they wanted a sequel.
Okay.
Right? Because this is who he is and blah blah blah, and he's got a costume, like he's not just some guy with a gimmick, like there's a costume, and And then the movie ends with, and the adventures don't need to end because we now have the blueprints for the jetpack. And we can take it and we can improve it and we can do all kinds of things with it. And it was one of those where, like, I think it was one of those sequel stories where scripts were written and then shelved and then rewrites happened. And then 10 years later, someone said, we're still actively, like, we still want to do this, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, but now it's just been too long.
Oh, yeah, no.
It's just been too long now, right?
And
you could do something 10 years later, but even that's pushing it.
And I feel like just the market is a bit saturated because I feel like that probably came at a time where, you know, there's not a whole lot of competition, but in the world where you've got the superhero atmosphere that you've got, you know, what would this offer that we haven't already seen, or what would this offer that entices people? So I feel like, yeah, the time has passed.
Yeah, which is kind of a shame. I heard a little while ago ideas of a potential reboot.
Okay.
You know, like it's an IP that Disney owns and they want to do something with it.
Yep.
And so for comparison, I was able to pull it up here myself, excluding the Mark 1, because I don't know, that's just like some ugly thing that Tony made in a cave. In Iron Man, the first time you see Tony suited up, not even painted red, just suited up in the silver suit that looks sort of like the Iron Man suit, it's an hour and 5 minutes into the movie.
Right. Yeah. Which makes more sense when it's then part of a series, right?
It's going to be part of a series.
Yeah.
It's a longer film, so there's more to come after that.
And you know, in that context, you have to let it breathe. You know, you don't want to rush things. Yeah.
But I will agree, because the movie ended, and I remembered thinking to myself, there wasn't as much focus on the Rocketeer as I thought there would be.
No.
Like he doesn't spend a lot of the film being a hero. A lot of the time it's just, we have this jetpack, we don't know what to do with it. Are we giving it back? Are we not giving it back?
Yeah.
Even we
just
seem to stay on that for a while.
And just even the alter ego, like it's not like, oh, you know, I think maybe it's too cliche, but you know, even his female interest, you know, her being aware of this mysterious rocket man, and there being more press and there being more mystique about who is this man. And I know that exists to some degree, but it's very minimal compared to, say, a lot of things of superhero origin films.
Sure. So are you ready to rate it?
I think so.
Okay. On a scale of 0 to 10, how would you rate The Rocketeer?
I was hoping this conversation would help me decide. I can't decide if it's bad, like a 4 out of 10, or if it's like on the fence, a 5. So I'm going to give it a 4.5 out of 10. I don't usually do half scores, but I'm going to go right down the middle with that, just because it's, like I said, there's a lot of shortcomings. There's a lot of things that I thought it had potential for. But there are some little tidbits here, mainly the cast, mainly some funny moments. Ever since I watched Lost, anytime I can watch something with Terry O'Quinn, I do try to. I really enjoy his acting, and this wasn't any different. I'm going to go 4.5 out of 10, and that's what I'll give it. What do you give it out of 10?
I gave it a 7. It's not, you know, I didn't walk away going, this is the greatest film I've ever seen. But I was like, you know what? This is charming. It's cute. It's fun. It's got lots of recognizable faces in it. I like the World Fair tech of tomorrow, but through the eyes of the 30s feeling. Yep. It's kind of got like a steampunky feeling, but also, like, do you know what I mean? It's that anytime we see in a film technology that is futuristic to us, even in modern day, right? Technology that doesn't exist, certainly not in this format. But it's in the housing of or stylized in retro housing, retro equipment.
Mm-hmm.
I love that stuff. And it's very similar to, it gives me the same sort of vibes as the George Clooney movie Tomorrowland. It just has that, it's the 1950 or 1940, whatever it is, World Fair.
Right.
And everything looks old and retro, including this It's a Small World After All ride. But if you put the right coin into the right slot, then this 1940s ride car will do some truly insane futuristic things.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I love that. I love that. I love the whole secretive, and again, Tomorrowland touches on this, but like the apartment at the top of the Eiffel Tower. And what may or may not, like the secrets that may or may not lie within. I love all that stuff, right? So I loved the look of the Rocketeer, this head with the rudder on it, and his like double-breasted tan leather jacket was just it was just a good look and it was a fun character and a fun idea. And yeah, I think kind of a shame we didn't get another one. But yeah, 7 out of 10, I think.
Cool.
So, yeah. What'd you watch for the last couple of years?
Let's take a look here. Let me get the old app up here. I think I'm going to focus. I always have such a backlog, so I just kind of pick things that make sense to talk about together. I think I'm going to talk about 2 films that I've watched, and it seems applicable to talk about them now. I watched, and I'm going to rate them together because it makes sense. I watched Barbenheimer. I watched Barbie, and I watched Oppenheimer.
Wow.
Yeah. So Barbie definitely was the more artistic film, and maybe was just not the type of narrative that I liked. If Barbie was literally a character study of Barbie herself, instead of being more of a commentary. Not that I have a problem with what the commentary was saying, just about, no spoilers here, but just like what Barbie has meant for female, association with females in history and what women look up to and what they should and shouldn't look up to and all these big picture implications. Like, I don't have a problem with the commentary. I just like character studies more, and that's what Oppenheimer was. So I gave Oppenheimer a little bit more. But the thing I kind of walked away from Oppenheimer from is as interesting as it is, as amazing as the soundtrack from Hans Zimmer is. I've been listening to it nonstop. As good as Oppenheimer was, I gave it a 7 out of 10. It could have been incredible. It could have been an elite film. It could have been maybe not a 10, but maybe the potential to be a 9. There was the shell of something special there, and instead it was just good. I feel like Christopher Nolan was trying to do too many different lanes or too many different directions with Oppenheimer. I feel like the majority of the film was dedicated to a character study, and then in the middle to near the end, it turned into a courtroom drama. And I feel like there's a time and a place, and you just have to pick 2 different movies to do those 2 different, very different things. And if it had just been solely a character study and they had just flushed out some more of that, I think it could have been elite for me. But as it was just a 7 out of 10 for me. So still, arguably maybe Christopher Nolan's best film. But I've also walked away with less of a shine for Christopher Nolan, because after I watched Oppenheimer, I said, yeah, this might be his best film. But I do feel that, and you'll get behind this train too, not just the Batman films, but a lot of his films in general are a little bit overhyped. And not just that they're overhyped, they just have a bit of a glass ceiling for me. And so Oppenheimer's great. He has a lot of other great films, but, are his films perfect for me? No. And each film has a certain flaw or a certain shortcoming. And so the long and the short of it is Oppenheimer might be the best of his films for me, but there's still some shortcomings and limitations for all his films. As a side note, and then I'll pass it on to you. Those are the two things I watched. I gave a Barbie a 6. Would have preferred maybe if it was just a character study on Barbie herself, and I gave an Oppenheimer a 7. I was listening to your, I think it was the movie news. I don't know what else it would be because we've taken a break, but you were mentioning your Anne of Green Gables watching. And I am not as, I've never seen anything Anne of Green Gables, to be quite honest. And I appreciate that you and the people you watch it with, you enjoy it so much. And I felt, jealous isn't the right word, but I could relate a little bit. I think there's some similarities that, you know, in 2019, Greta Gerwig had her Little Women film come out, and I heard just so many good things about it, from just actual pundits to just people like us who are like film enthusiasts, but just everything I heard about it was great. And I thought Little Women was going to be my Anne of Green Gables, so to speak. And I just found for me, Little Women was adequate. It just wasn't perfect for me. And so I was a little bit disappointed. So I have, all my point of that is just saying, you know, Barbie was probably a little bit better for me than Little Women, but Little Women wasn't my favorite, and I'm happy you found your Anne of Green Gables. It's a okay. A very weird random tangent.
Sure. No, I like it. I get it.
Yeah. What did you watch this week?
Well, we finished the Anne of Green Gables movies. I don't know if I said that. It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell when we talked last. But we watched the third one.
Okay.
So that's all said and done now. And we're like hyping up. We're like looking for someone who hasn't seen the first one, so that we can watch it.
That's me, but I don't think I'm in the mood. I don't think I'm in the mood.
Finished Loki, which I think I'd already said. So we finished What If. Then we just finished last night. Actually, just finished WandaVision.
Yep.
And it's so good. I mean, it is the, I don't know. It's so good, but also by proxy kind of disheartening, because it's like, man, WandaVision was not only the start of what this post-Endgame MCU could be, but it was also the first glimpse at what high-profile Disney Plus shows could be. And it's been very seldom that we've gotten something that comes close to living up to that ever since.
Yeah.
And so it's tough.
It is tough, and I feel like it was such a banger to start the whole post. I almost said post-apocalyptic, but you know what I mean. The post-Endgame,
pretty much.
And I think just as a commentary, like it was a bit of a flashback for me. I know this isn't the first show that's done it, but for me, it was one of the first relevant shows that I was kind of tuning in weekly, because it came out in segments, right? And so, it was kind of a flashback to kind of waiting for weekly shows. We got it with Rings of Power, and we've had it with other shows as well, just less on my radar. So it was good, and it really brought me back weekly. And you're right, we haven't really matched that intensity.
No. On the Star Wars side, Andor was really good. And the first season, maybe second season of Mandalorian were pretty good. Mm-hmm. On the MCU side, Miss Marvel was really good. But there hasn't been a whole lot since.
Right.
Not that nails it. Not that knocks it out of the park, right? Each one's had its moments. Mm-hmm. But it's been hard to find something that kind of knocks it out of the park. So, yeah. What else? Still continuing on with The Simpsons. About halfway through season 9 now.
Oh, nice.
Trying to think if there's...
You must skip the theme.
Well, in a lot of episodes, it's not necessary, because in a lot of episodes, Simpsons has like 3 different versions of their intro. Right? There's one which is like the full one. There's one that shows you the chalkboard gag, and then straight into Homer almost getting run over in the driveway in the couch gag. And then there's one that only shows you that like is basically the same but skips the chalkboard gag. It just kind of depends on the running time of the episode itself, right? Whether they need to cut that extra 90 seconds. So, yeah. So it's seldom now that the full thing plays. And so quite often we just leave it because it's like, oh, well, we haven't actually had to sit through this in a week and a half. So, so it's no big deal for the next 90 seconds. But yeah, and it's also seldom that we're watching them back to back, right? We'll watch like one a day or something. Right. So 90 seconds every day, whatever. It's almost more work to like... Well, because what happens is when you skip the intro, if it is the full intro, then you skip the chalkboard gag, which we always look forward to. And it also, it'd be nice if Disney Plus lets you skip the intro, but only skipped right up until the start of the couch gag, because it also skips the couch gag. So it's not even worth skipping it, because then you're fumbling for the controller to like go back 10 seconds. And again, it's just like, it's annoying. So anyways, I think that's it. I think that's all I've watched. So wrap it up.
Well, thank you so much for listening. We really appreciate you spending the time with us whenever you're listening to this. Check out all our socials below. Like, follow, subscribe. Reach out to us. Leave a like and a comment. Join our Patreon page. Help support the show. Help us pay the bills. Thank you to all our existing patrons. We appreciate you showing us your support and for helping us. And we wouldn't be here without all your very generous support. And until next time, where we continue talking movie news, where we continue doing votes, just please have a great day wherever you're listening, whenever you're listening, whoever is listening. Thank you.
If you're listening.
Yeah. If you're peeing in a mason jar like Howard Hughes, thank you for listening.